Looks like we are live. Load into Kings Road. Man, we've seen this map a couple of times today. For Project Eversio versus Team Entropy.
This should be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw from Eversio earlier, or not Eversio earlier. Was it Eversio earlier? Entropy earlier. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep, we saw from Entropy earlier. We saw some heroic plays coming out from Darky, and sometimes Gene, and actually Drafty with some nice sleeps. But at the same time, we've talked about before the match. I mean, Eversio has a really high-rated team comparatively, where they have a lot of Masters players. So it should be interesting to see if they even play this Widowmaker or they play the Sombra. I mean, we actually saw the fact that I'm pretty sure Entropy or New Kings was the first one to just run a Sombra for such a long time. It could be interesting to see if Eversio pulls that out. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Considering they're in spawn, looks like we're gonna have a pause, so
yep,
we can talk about that for a bit. Yeah, looks like Eversio, they still have the opportunity to change. Okay, so I hope a pause is coming out soon, but with Sin disconnecting, unfortunately we can't do anything, so we're waiting for the admin to do so. There we go. So while we're waiting for Sin to reconnect, seems to be having some internet issues. PKMLT is probably just going to switch off that Widowmaker. Eversio, Roadhog isn't surprising. If Serenity actually sticks on that Sombra, that would be interesting, because then they're going for like a really fast and hard push composition.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I don't know if he will. I'm checking out his profile right now, and he actually seems to be a Ana player. So I think he's for sure going to be their Ana and support player. But it'll be interesting to see. I'm just real quick checking out these players' profiles. It'll be interesting to see if PK Mel actually sticks on that Widow. I mean, Kings Row is notorious for being a decent map for Widowmaker first point. Definitely as a soldier player, he'll be probably playing soldier, but it seems like teams are just sticking with this triple tank soldier for the most part. In which I don't disagree with it. It's pretty dang good. I mean, it's a pretty solid comp, especially for dealing with Roadhog, and just general as a DPS player. I mean, a huge part of this game, as I've always learned, is the time to kill. I mean, the best characters are always the ones with the lowest time to kill or the shortest time to kill, right? I mean, that's why Mei wasn't very viable for a long time, just because of the fact that as we get on pause here, because of the fact that her time to kill was just so long, and just because Soldier does so much damage and Roadhog gets one-shot hooks. I mean, it's just pretty insane and Zarya counters one-shot hooks, right? So it all builds into each other as we see a Zen Ana defense actually build up here.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of interesting. Something that we might have a short time to talk about is that like a lot of the teams here, Darky, for example, was part of team of, I think it was either Project Eversio team pre-made together with Gotiki in the last game. So we've seen some of the players that played in the last season as well switch around teams. It's really interesting. So they're just gonna walk onto the point here, and Eversio picks off Gene, and with that, looks like a great start for the offense. Just 3 people got picked off. PKMLT has not switched off that Widowmaker yet. Do you think he's going to after they cap this point, which at this point seems like a sure thing to happen?
Yeah, and that they kind of played that the opposite way. At least Entropy kind of played that the wrong way, I think, in my opinion. Whereas they should have probably pushed up on them. I mean, you shouldn't really cower in fear behind a Widowmaker. I mean, that's what benefits her, right? You're gonna be falling back, and she's gonna catch those rotations. I mean, yes, she didn't there, but at the same time, Deathrow could just easily push up on them and just pick you off one by one. Especially with that Zenyatta, it's gonna be super hard with no speed to take care of this Widow.
Yeah, and PKMLT is not switching so far. So I reckon she's gonna grab the infrared side and then switch off at some point, because I don't think the rest of the map is very good for Widowmaker here. So probably going to see infrared and then switch off. 2 ultimates ready. Besides that, there is the infrared side. 2 ultimates ready, so probably going to see some offensive play here from Project Eversio.
Yeah, and actually pushing in right here. Gonna get the hammered out 3-man Earth Shatter. Comes out from Entropy, Eversio, and actually a whole lot comes out with Darky. That's a little bit late. Unfortunately, can't really do much, especially when your team is dead. I mean, Mamo gets the pick on a read, but that's just kind of delaying him at this point.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that that PK probably is not going to switch here just because of the fact that he's not really being countered, and with the Zenyatta on the
Yeah.
mid team. It's pretty dang good at this point, especially for last point. I would not be surprised to Sam stay Widowmaker. Were you saying something?
I think here it's Gideon. What I was saying is like the value of Lucio, well, not seen as obvious there. With Serenity using the speed boost, allows UMAD Rebel. Oh wow, that's a clever name. To basically run through Mamo's shield and Earth Shatter through. Like if you have a Lucio on the side of Entropy here, that base becomes way harder. But Mamo's shield just got like completely negated there by the speed boost from Lucio, showcasing why he's such a pivotal character in any kind of like high level PvP.
Yep, and oh my gosh, a good hook comes out from Darky, but not enough as the sleep comes out and a Zenel actually going to come out, and the Graviton Surge and the beat drop. A lot of ults being popped right now, and actually this doesn't look like it's going to be a one fight for Entropy, and it looks like Eversio's just wrapping up here. I mean,
that's a bit of an understatement. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
a bit unfortunate that Vaxin wasn't able to really connect to anything with his tranquility there. Oh, it looks like Sin is not very happy with how his PC is performing. Which, considering the fact that they just completely pushed through effortlessly, is somewhat ironic. But I'm sure he's aware of that.
I mean, I just wanted to. I mean, I know it's off topic considering the fact that they just won, but I do like the fact that you pointed out the speed boost past Ryan Shield tactic, just because of the fact that I've used that myself in the past, especially with the previous meta, with the quad tank meta.
Lord, yeah.
Not much reaction time to it. If you know, as an in-game leader, if you know that the enemy Reinhardt doesn't have a Ryan ult, if he doesn't have his hammer, his Earth Shatter. It's usually a super, smart idea, especially with the enemy teams grouped up and not dispersed enough. It's a very smart idea to just speed boost past Ryan Shield, coordinate with your Rhino, and just run past their shield and this hammer. I mean, I call that so many times when I made my team with Citizen 7 that it's just insane that you can just speed boost past the Ryan Shield and just hammer down, and there's nothing they can do. They don't have anything to counter besides maybe some bubbles or something. I mean, just the fact
if you have
that
like a good Graviton Search or a May or something crazy like that, or a Diva Self-Destruct. But in this scenario, it's even easier because I assume that all the teams you played against had their own Lucio. You're always going to be slower when you move back, but if you have your own Lucio amped up speed boost, then at least you're able to have more reaction time. But because of the fact that Entropy was not running a Lucio in that situation, there's literally nothing they could do besides of a very strong defensive ultimate. So yeah, nice play by Eversio there. They're very, like you said, they're very well aware of how they need to win it and execute it quite cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, keeping track of enemy ults is definitely something that they're doing. I mean, it's working out for them perfectly here. Yeah,
and then we have Runza trying to go for the flanks. Same positioning there on the... that is not what you want to have happen.
Oh boy, PK Mel. He'll snipe a Widowmaker, not even on Widowmaker. I mean, he's playing Soldier and just taking out the enemy Widowmaker, counter sniping. Death Row getting to pick onto Vexen, and Runza actually getting picked off. A nice fallback and kills coming out for Death Row as well. 3K already for Eversio. Another one for Death Row actually, a 4K for him at the end of the day, and he actually gets slept, but no follow up. I mean, his team's been dead. They've been gone. They've been out of the server. They've been back in spawn.
They've all disappeared.
Yeah.
Vanished into thin air.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, like, they're trying to go for this strat where they go back up top towards upper back alley, like we saw last game from New Kings, but we'll see if it can actually do anything, because this Soldier is just... Oh my gosh, he's actually going to get Runza at the same time going to the backline. Gene's actually going to be progression going. PK Melt finally takes him down. I mean, PK Melt's been a really strong backbone for them, and actually Hog Hook's coming out from Hotel. Death Row actually gets the better of that because Darky's sort of out of position where his team can't support him, but yet Death Row's team can, and actually Young Rebel is actually looking for that early charge, and Mabo looks for the charge back, but really no trades here. Gene's actually far in the backline. Not sure if he's going to be punished just yet, but I don't think he can really do much.
PKMLT isn't there. He's there now, or he's there now, but he wasn't there at the time. So Gene is just running out. Serenity's going to come to him though. Runza's there as well. Serenity needs to be careful here. And nice little flanking. Oh, he gets hooked by Death Row. What a long range hook. Oh, That's painful.
Death Row is not being punished. I mean, there's no Zarya on the offensive side as he just gets another hook. You can't counter these hooks. You need to get a Zarya to counter them. Come on, man. The enemy Hog's just gonna win in these 1v1s if he's just not. He's waving. He's waving. Leave him mercy, poor Mamo. He was doing amazing the game before, but unfortunately, this game he's just getting destroyed by Death Row. I mean, there's no Zarya shields. Yeah. Death Row's just gonna win these 1v1 Hogs every time if he just gets shielded by Reed.
Yeah, and I feel like with a Roadhog as good as Death Row, Runza just isn't having the effect on this Tracer that you would like him to have. And because of that, it kind of complicates things. You really need to draw as much attention as you can so that your front line doesn't really fight 4v5. But great Graviton Surge there. And
actually, Mamo hammers down, trying to feel desperate, I guess, towards the end. And actually gets taken down. But unfortunately for sorry, for Entropy, they don't have a Zarya, so they don't even have synergy with Runza. They don't have any combo synergy, anything really besides Nano Visor here. But I mean, I can only imagine they're gonna blow 4 ults here, but they're just gonna be blocked down because the enemy team actually has some ult synergy.
Yeah, exactly. Not a huge like I said. Like the only way you can pull this off is if your Tracer draws so much attention to himself, but it just doesn't look like Runza's able to do so. And then it's just pretty straightforward. The rest of the team doesn't really have synergy, and they just get cleaned up. That's what we see happen time after time.
At the same time, this is Entropy's last chance, and it's actually their best chance. If Drafty doesn't get picked up, oh no! Ah! No, come on, Drafty, poor Drafty.
No, Drafty! The people's hero.
That's gonna be hard. Yeah, he is the people's hero. I mean, he was one of the game changers. I mean, this was finally the chance they had the ult advantage. They blew a lot of ults last fight. No, Darky!
No.
This has been the story of the entire game, is just PK Mel and Death Row getting picked left after right. Death Row waiting in hotel constantly. And Mamo's gonna charge the point. Gets slept. Runs actually gonna touch the point, but a hammer down and nothing else to follow up as Death Row is just gonna whole hog him away, blow him away with his leaf blower. That's the rest of Entropy getting wiped up there, and that's a first point hold. Nice job from Eversio.
Yeah, and the Project Eversio showing why they got 3rd place in the entire tournament last time. Very convincing play on this first map.
0 to 3.
0 to 3 is a pretty good way to start.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Eversio takes the second map, or I mean, in particular, how Entropy takes this next map, considering that the fact that the morale must be a little bit down, considering the fact that they were destroying almost against New Kings, or they had a better showing versus New Kings. But I don't think the Zen really worked out for them, and this is a huge matter of the fact that this is pretty obvious why the Zen wasn't working. I mean, Ammo is charging, you can't block the Anonade. I mean, they're just going to get antied every time, and Zen ult's just going to be completely denied.
Yeah, I'm like you pointed out yourself. I agree with you that I'd like to see them switch up the team composition a little bit earlier next time. I think that's something that was a little bit lacking. They kept Runza on the Tracer. Oh, we're gonna get a first King of the Hill map.
Let's go.
Yeah, not only get me a Hanamura and then I'm happy. Get some 2CP up in here. I mean, if you're actually a competitive player, most of them aren't really a huge fan of 2CP, but.
I mean, I think Temple's a really awesome map. I mean, this is of a personal story, but Temple's where when I made my own team and we were starting to show showings against really good teams like FaZe. Temple was where our first upset map where we beat FaZe on Temple. They picked Temple. Temple was their map pick and because of the fact that the seeding gave them the first map pick. It was unfortunate for them because they apparently had like no practice on it, and we just absolutely destroyed them. Well, we didn't destroy them. It was a 3-2, but either way.
Well, don't tell that, man. Come on,
I want to say this. I want to say this because I'm friends with Factor Fiction. Okay, in my mind, I destroyed them. Okay, I mean, yes, we actually took them to this map too as a third map and final map. It was 2-2 scoreline, and it was 99-99, and we capped it out. But anyway, that's
to feel good.
And you know what the sad part is it wasn't on stream, so I'm glad we're finally capturing all of these games on stream. You know, capturing these guys' wicked moments. I mean, I'm happy to see them. because of the fact that my team beat FaZe, but it wasn't on stream. So
Oh man,
you know what?
yeah. Well,
It's in the record books, okay?
it's on Liquipedia. That's all that
It's on
matters.
Liquipedia. Look up Citizen 7 Team Liquid. Shout out. Anyway, these teams.
There we go. Now we're gonna see some monkeys.
We're gonna see some dive comp. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, man. See that Genji as well. I'm a happy man.
Yeah. It's gonna be good for to see a dive comp in particular come out. Actually, early sleep. Okay, all right. Maybe we're gonna see some stuff from Eversio come back. Actually, no 2 sleep. Gene, I didn't even notice Gene was sleeping as well. From Reed gets taken down into the backline. This dive comp is working almost wonders as Daphne goes down to the run. So does Mamo, and there's nothing they can do. Runs is just running to the backline. He's like, I'm a tracer player. What can I do on Monkey right now? I have no impact. I'm dead. It's over.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, like full on dive, right? You have Tracer and Genji and Zarya to back you up, and you have the Winston. And that's like one of the only situations where it's actually not that big of a problem that they have a Winston as well, or Winston as well, while Reed is on that Genji, because he has so much support and like there's so much other pressure that he isn't too worried about it. Because I think it's one of the most lopsided matchups in the game, Winston versus Genji. It's very annoying to be the Genji in that scenario.
And I'm curious why Entropy actually hasn't pulled out a Zarya. I don't think any of them play Zarya, maybe because of the fact that PKML just has so much free reign with his pulse bombs because they can never be countered. I mean, he's just getting picked off Drafty left and right. PKML's killed Drafty 3 times in the past, minute. I mean, it's just insane how many pulse bombs this guy's built up just off Drafty with the 200 HP hero. I mean, PKML's going off right now.
No, you mad rebel got knocked off.
It doesn't seem to be enough, though, unfortunately, as Memo goes down. Dark Row comes to point, and that's the rest of Entropy getting baked up. And unfortunately, they really need this. They really need a Zarya. I mean, PKML has had, now this is second pulse bomb. He's doing fantastic work with this pulse bomb, getting a pick on the Drafty once before the fight started, the fight before.
Yeah.
And really just costing Entropy so many fights. His Death Row actually gets an early hook onto him, but actually not enough as Death Row actually just walks into the backline. For some reason, getting super aggro. Actually, there's a 4-man Earth Shatter. Is gonna pulse bomb gonna come out? No, it's just gonna be a Dragon Blade to finish up. 2 picks for them so far, and that's already 3 down, 2 for the side of Eversio. Actually, a pulse bomb comes out as well. Runza pulls out the monkey ult, but actually gets Mamo as well. Drafty actually gonna pocket the monkey, not gonna be enough to pick him out. Unfortunately, Drafty's just gonna get picked off. He's upset. He pulls out his sleep dart. He's like, PK, get away from me. I'm gonna get this Mega. Leave me a heck alone. And he finally does because he gets that Mega. So nice hero play from Drafty to get away from PKML. But PKML is just putting so much pressure as Serenity runs off the map.
Whew, yeah, a lot of stuff happening. Oh, here comes Dynamo. Ready to rumble, but Winston gets boosted as well. Not enough though. It's the entire team is back up. And it looks like we are going to have one more cap here. And at 99%, maybe we're going to get another 99 versus 99%. It's going to be reminiscent of the great game I was talking about recently. Even though this is still 0-0, so for the to go full circle, we need to go to map 5, which I would be very happy with. Be very, very great. So picking on the T just point blank
no. No.
Yeah, like you said, I would really love to see Zarya here instead of Mamo and that Reinhardt.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I mean, there's a whole lot come out. Actually, a monkey ult to get back onto the point. He's just going to get blasted off. Team Rocket's blasting off in that monkey's face because he's just getting blasted off the point right now as Runza jumps on the point. Actually, another monkey ult. There's a huge monkey jumping around everywhere, but Runza's actually going to be taking out Death Row and actually going to jump around, trying to get some more picks, but Jumba actually gets Drafty, and at the same time, Vexen gets on PKML, so potentially this could be looking good for Entropy right now, as Human actually gets to the back line, but no, Gene goes down as well, and that's going to be some misplays from the side of Entropy, not working together as a team, as Human actually goes down as well. For some reason, Human gets picked off, and actually it looks like a cleanup for the side of Entropy. Okay, Entropy, I see you. You're coming back right now.
Yeah, Singh gets picked off there, as Anna, you don't have any first forever, as, the trader would have you believe. It's Anna up on the perch, and then you're like, oh, that's so cool, and then she can't actually move there. Sorry, it made me very sad when she was released. But they get to the point, just as Team Eversio is doing here. Oh, great, great Earth Shatter there.
That was great everything there. I mean, that was a nice retake from Entropy, or Eversio, a nice retake. I mean, it just cleans up the team. I mean, they get the Graviton Surge, they get the Blade off, they get the anti-grenade. I mean, they get everything they want there. They didn't even have to use other ults.
I was talking about mana boost, but Sin didn't even have to pop his mana boost there. That was very convincing. And
Yeah.
again, I would like to see a little bit more of switch up team composition wise, but I feel like on the side of Entropy, maybe their champion pools aren't as deep, which would,
Hmm.
honestly explain why we haven't seen the Zarya yet, or why we haven't seen them switch it up a little bit more.
I mean, while that is true, I mean, obviously they should be getting some switches, but I think some of the players need to maybe try to be a little bit more aware. You know, we saw
Yeah.
Gene early on in one fight when they had the site control, just wait back behind and pretty much AFK and just get one clipped by their tracer, by Eversio's tracer. I mean, Gene, I don't know if you're gonna watch these VODs, but boy, you better be looking for that tracer at this point. I mean, you just stand still and get picked off. It's kind of a huge detriment to your team, unfortunately. I mean, not to focus on one player, but I think that's just the story of this so far, is that Entropy's game sense is maybe a little bit lacking compared to Versio's, just because of how maneuverable.
I haven't seen Reaper in forever.
And I'm surprised. This map's a little bit interesting for Reaper. Maybe they're just going for a really aggressive play onto the side. And actually, it seems like a very slow attack start. For some reason, Mamo going low ground with no support and no Lucio. Okay, all right. R.I.P. I mean, that's the first point take already.
PK just like ran a full circle to like chasing Runza, and he didn't actually do anything until he like found Darky. Just like running throughout the entire, like, I really want to get frags, right? I'm Reaper. This is what I'm there for, and he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, against the Tracer, it's hard to do much as a Reaper, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, that was kind of some miscommunication, I think. They're like, oh, let's go right side. Oh, which right side? Lower right side, upper right side. I mean, the Reinhardt went lower with the Zen and Anna up top. I mean, kind of got screwed there. But we'll see. I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see here. I mean, we'll see how Entropy really takes this next fight. As you see, the Reaper getting into the back line. Vexen takes him out, unfortunately. Man, PK Melot is feeling super cocky right now as he just gets taken down by the Zenyatta. I mean, you gotta understand that at least your team can put sleep darts on you now and again.
Yeah, it's kind of what's supposed to happen. Oh yeah, without the Mamo Dad, and this is pretty much what you expect, right? You just get Earth shattered right in the face. Not much you can do about it at that point. Ooh, that's a nice pulse bomb, but not good enough. If he got in a double or triple there, that might have been enough to turn the tides. But looks like it is not meant to be.
Nope, nice.
Yeah, what do you do here if you are Team Entropy? Because like playing up straight doesn't seem to be working too well for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they need to get a Lucio for one. I think that's a good switch up. I don't think that you should be running Zen Anna on King of the Hill. Definitely gives you less fights. I mean, they're probably already down one fight, especially with how many times they've gotten picked at the beginning. But either way, that's a nice anti-grenade from Sin onto the up top side. But unfortunately, didn't really have any follow-up, but nice damage. And actually, PK Milk going to get Runza down below. For some reason, swapping Tracer onto a hero that actually Reaper counters. But unfortunately, can't really do much here. As a nano-boosted Visor's potentially going to come out. Could be potentially doing something. But no, a Beyblade comes out. Could potentially getting something. Gets 3 kills. This is not old meta, PK. You can't just be getting Beyblades like that.
But he does.
Be the second point. I mean, I guess so. I mean,
he's the kid in high school. Like everyone else has stopped playing Beyblades, and then this new kid comes up and he's like, "No, I still want a Beyblade," and he does, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, this still works. It's still really cool."
They're just focused. Everyone's on Transformers, and he's still playing Beyblades back in anime. I mean, that's just that's the outsider right there. Outsider coming in on the insider right now. I mean, PK Melt really showing work there. I mean, for some reason, Runza playing that monkey into the Reaper. I mean, just playing right into their hand. A bit interesting. And now it's going to happen again as PK Melt chooses McCree as that's a relatively decent counter to Tracer, especially if he has no Lucio.
Yeah, I imagine that, like, besides the fact that McCree, I think, is on this specific map very nice, due to the fact you have a lot of, like, nice porches to hit people from, but the range isn't too far off. It's also probably, because Runza's going to play Trace. He's played nothing but Tracer besides the fact, the Winston just now, and that was not really something to worry about. Sabin gets blown up immediately, though. So does Bethro.
They're playing the counter engage right now, so nice job, honestly, from Entropy there, just to play this slow paced game. They know that maybe they know something that I don't. They know that Entropy's just playing this Eversio is playing this really aggressive game where they're trying to to play super aggro into their home base sort of, and they're just getting baited sort of, and just getting taken down by Discord Orb. So nice job to really take down these simple kills that are really game changing.
Yeah, I'd like to see how Sim died there, because that's not something that should ever happen, right? Anna being blown up immediately. Oh, they go down below, and it looks like Entropy isn't really ready for this, and they kept the point basically for free. And with King of the Hill, doesn't matter if you're on the point, if it's yours, then you're getting the percentage.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, they need to be more aggressive on those rotates. Jean gets the trade onto Yuma, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Deadeye comes out to finish up these kills. I don't know if it's completely necessary, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter as the rest of Entropy is just super split off, and it's just taken out one by one in particular, and it looks like Run's just going to be waiting for this team to get back here up high ground.
Yeah, nice stagger on the deaths.
Oh, there's one more stagger.
Well, yeah, staggering those deaths is always like, you know, really nice thing to see. I like it when teams don't forget to do that. Yeah, PKMLT did use his Deadeye there, like you said, but at the same time you have the Dragon Blade rather, and the Earth Shatter ready. So Mano also has Earth Shatter though, so the UMAT Rebels needs to be a little bit careful.
No! There he goes down to Reed. I mean, that was just a very slow engage. Somehow actually almost capped the point too, but Mamo gets an Earth Shatter. Unfortunately, these Mamo Earth Shatters have been pretty delayed usually in most fights in these past games, but you're gonna have a hard time re-engaging through main there with the Zenyatta. I don't think there's any safe path besides through maybe the middle or up top of the high ground, because just going straight through main there to point, I mean, you're just gonna get your Zen dead. I mean, that's just what's gonna happen. I mean, unless he's playing super far back, you have no engage.
Yeah, not really a solid way to. I mean, you've Rhino, right? But that's not enough with how mobile the composition is. And here we go, tactical visor activate. PKMLT gets picked up immediately. Offensive tranquility.
And I like that Jean actually went through high ground. That was a really good play. Gets a 3K in the end there with the nano visor, and still some delay on point from Serenity, but eventually it's going to be taken down. Wow, that play was actually pretty well executed. I mean, the rest of the team went through main, and all it took was drafting Jean to go through up top. I mean, if they can keep doing plays like this, if Entropy can keep doing these nice plays where they go up high ground, maybe they have a tips, or maybe they have something to counter strat. But at the same time, you can't do that on defense. So it's going to be up to Runza in the flank with the pulse bomb to really get something here with the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, I like the change of pace. I think you need to like diversify, because it looks like just in straight up 6v6, it's going to be really hard to win against Project Eversio. That is going to help though.
There we go. Okay, I mean, it was up to PK Melt to stop him there, but it looks like it was enough. They actually capped the point, though, so unfortunately for Entropy, they're not going to get as much time as they want, but that was a good flank by Runza, for sure. I mean, unfortunately, didn't get taken down for PK Melt. PK Melt was unfortunately a little bit lacking in terms of taking care of Runza, as that's your job, that's your sole job, is to take care of that flanking Tracer. I mean, he had sights on him. Unfortunately, he probably just missed a flash game, and Runza played that really well, getting that pulse bomb off in the end and really saving his team there with that 3K.
Yeah, and it's nice of you to point that out, because that's something that, like, in solo queue, people get really hung up on medals, you know, especially at the lower ranks. And it's not really relevant how much damage PKMLT does in that scenario. As I'm talking about this, the point just gets capped. So
it looks like it's over at this point. Yeah, I mean, in that time, I mean, it just took Eversio one simple push with the nano blade to finish it up, and unfortunately, it's up to Yamada to get those hammer downs.
Yeah, that's a 2-0. I'm gonna finish before we finish talking about this game. But like you say, like, this is going to be the play, so now it's even relevant. So that's nice. Yeah, there we go. That's the one you were talking about. Misses the flash, and from that point on, it gets really hard. So, like you said, PKMLT's main responsibility there is to just make sure that Runza can't do exactly this. And people in solo queue, and even in like lower, especially the lower ranks, can get really hung up on, I'm doing enough damage, so my DPS is good, but I'm playing well. And it's more about knowing what you're supposed to do at any point in the game. If you're a Zen with gold medals, you're probably playing way too aggressive, right? Stuff like that really makes Overwatch interesting. It's not just about the amount of damage that you can put out. Yeah,
and I feel like it's just up to Entropy to really swap to that Lucio potentially. I mean, even run that Lucio Zen could really save them a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, agreed. I think we are going to have a 5-minute break. The last match of the game is also going to be a really exciting one. Project Eversio versus EVH. And those of you who've watched the previous tournament, EVH is the team that got second place. So we got second against third place. Don't want to miss this one. Should be really exciting, really close game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes.